Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Wildermyth, where today we are taking on certainly the greatest challenge we have ever faced here in this game. I am... At the end of the last episode I said this seems completely impossible. Having had some time to think about it, I'm less convinced of that, or rather, what I'm less convinced of is that I would even know. It's certainly much more difficult than anything we've had to do before, but because we were playing the game on such a low difficulty before, we don't really have a sense of what we can actually wring out of this system if we really maximize here. So I'm hoping that this just seems impossible because I do not yet understand what I am capable of. My first thought here, strategy-wise, we can click through this, but this is how many creatures we have to deal with. It's a lot. It's tough. And I do stand by the fact that I think this would absolutely be impossible if they just did the thing that was smartest for them to do every turn. But you get a lot of turns where, like, they could attack you, but instead they just interfuse, or honestly, they seem to do nothing at all every once in a while. The Thrixel are mysterious creatures, so we just got to figure out how to use those little bits of inefficiency to our advantage. Gosh, it's a lot of bodies to get through, though. So I'm kind of thinking if we make for the building right away, this building with all the stuff piled up in it, I'm wondering if a combination of taking advantage of the very narrow path in here and using the tree to block position and also get a bunch of splinter blasts will allow us to wear them down. Because, like, there's a lot of them and they have a ton of armor and stuff, but we have access to a lot of area effect armor shredding. So I think there's potentially a plan. Unfortunately, if we all just crowd into this building as fast as we can, I have concerns that the Lost Master's aura is going to occlude our reason, and I don't really know. Again, because of the fact that this does not have any numbers on it, it's hard to know how safe or unsafe it would be to just crowd in the corner and try to get him to come to us. So it may be the case that even if we do want to do this strategy, we first have to rush the Lost Master and burn him down as quickly as possible. I am thinking that that's what I want to try. I want to try running in here, just blowing him up, and obviously doing as much damage as we can in the overall, and then making for the building. So we have a Bone Lance. We have another Splinter Blast. I sure wish we had somebody with Splinter Salvo on this one. And I think I'm probably willing to pop, like, Heroism and stuff. I think we probably have to go pretty big here. So how are we going to do that? What's the charge? My suspicion is we're going to try some stuff. It's not going to work. We're going to try some other stuff. We may spend the entire episode just working on this encounter repeatedly. And apologies if that's a bummer. But I am not going to give up on this until I feel, like, very confident. So, early Splinter Blast seems like a smart move. I can't quite get him with it. We can get all three of them, which is still important. I really wish she could hit the Lost Master, but man, the fact that it's so hard to hit all of the enemies with anything definitely plays a part in the challenge here. So you would have to get quite a bit closer, but you could throw down a pin over here. The Bard is the only one of them with a normal long-range attack. So if I moved to here... Yeah, if we got enough pin, like, the thing is, I want to throw damage at the Lost Master as much as we can. Man, a huge part of what is safe to do here depends on whether or not people are going to get stunned. So I guess really the way I probably should start this turn is by just moving everyone first, seeing who eats the stun, and then... Alright, I'm going to do something inadvisable. She entered the aura. Okay, it didn't look like it even did the check. I mean, listen, I'm not complaining. So we'll just start a fire underneath you for the purposes of fire leaping on people. Fire heroism, and then... even more chain light. Actually, Thunderstomp has a chance to stun, but again, it's just... with there being no numbers on everything, it's just so hard to know when you're making a reasonable play or not. So let's see. We can run you up and Cone of Fire on the dude. I think what I'm going to do is have Cherry... I cannot... oh, no, sorry, not Cherry. Ennius. Have Ennius move up. I'm debating whether I think bouncing a fire into that guy is going to do it. He only has a single point of warding, so probably bouncing a fire into him kills him at the beginning of his turn, right? It's interesting. It sort of seems like the it sort of seems like maybe his aura effect is not actually active on the first turn. Oh, man. The dodge there is heartbreaking. That's really bad, actually. What is the range on Cone of Fire? 4. So I could shoot a Cone of Fire far enough that it would hit him. If I stand here, I probably can't hit the Thrusk with it. I mean, another option I have is just to run up and one-shot this Thrusk right now before it can turn into the bigger, scarier monster. I think I'm actually going to do that. Never mind. Doesn't get the job done. This will be a good opportunity, though, to see what happens to that guy's health when he transforms. Yeah, we're almost certainly going to have to take another shot at this. Yep, okay. There's not even really any sense in... All right, you. Dear video game developers, the amount of time that I should not be able to access the escape menu is 0. 0 is the percentage of the time that is acceptable. All right. Yeah, we can't lose somebody on the first turn. I think that's pretty obvious. So we can't tinker if we want to also interfuse. But I could tinker and throw the arches, potentially. You know, it's not a horrible idea, honestly. It is a real shame that I can't get close enough to him to drop the fire directly on his face. So what if I did that? What if the play was... Tinker Galadglin. Yeah, Tinker Galadglin, set up arches, or set up the tree right there. Pins all those guys. Again, in theory, enemies dodge a lot on this difficulty, it seems like. So Galadglin's super tough. And then he just runs up and smacks the bard in the face, potentially. We don't get that much damage on the Lost Master this turn, but it does put us in a position to rush him real hard next turn and then also just fall back into the doorway afterward. That does seem a little bit better. All right, let's open with the Tinker. I'm going to have you run right here. Yeah, his aura effect seems to just not exist on the first turn, which is actually really good information. So I am still going to do this thing. And I want to do it now, I think, before I do any of the other attacks. Okay, that time we actually got armor off of 2 of them. That's cool. And then what is the range on arches? I need to move 2 tiles closer. So here should be good, right? Can get the wall up with her and then, yeah. All right. Odds of all 3 of those pins hitting are not super high. We got 2. It was the Dweaver who didn't get it. Okay, that's not so bad. And then I think I'm gonna do something pretty similar with her. I think I'm gonna have her run over here and wall. She'll be less vulnerable to the Dweaver this turn than she was last time. And then, like, do I Thunderstomp? The Thunderstomp can only hit the one enemy, and it's not that likely to stun in the first place. I think I do like this. We'll make use of it later. And then I do still think Heroism right away is the right call. We have got to get kills. Well, we've got to get damage right. All right, so he is in a very finishable place for next turn. I wasn't even thinking about Backslam. I do have Backslam. It's a shame you can't do your swift action for the turn after your normal. So let's see. This guy's not going to die to the fire. He's going to ward all of the damage from that fire. My concern, of course, with Backslam is putting him in a position where he's in less danger, but I guess I'm just going to hit him again afterward, right? All right. Gladglin's untouchable. Hopefully people will just... Oh, a stun done occurred. Oh, right. The interaction between Untouchable and Riposte is pretty okay. We know this. So, unfortunately, a stun did happen. We're gonna have to stay outside a turn longer than I would have liked in order to get her out of there, in order to provide cover for her. But killing that Bard right away is actually huge. Okay, actually, they're just gonna kill her, because there's nothing we can do to stop them. Well... Alright, one thing we can do is have you run over here, Splinter Blast the tree. I'm trying to make sure. Okay. Alright, just to clean that up and to set up the angle of criticality. The wheel of criticality. I can't interfuse with the fire because they interfused with the fire. I'm a little concerned about that. The fact that he's not going to die from that is actually like a huge problem. Because she's just dead, right? There's nothing we can do. I can make sure we're providing her with wall. And I can kill the Dweaver, but the Thrusk is going to get her. Yeah, and it's either Cone of Flame to try to do some damage to both of them, potentially killing the Thrusk but not getting the Dweaver, or attack the Dweaver and just don't get the Thrusk. It's not ideal. It's pretty far from ideal. Maybe the Thrusk will just miss. That's pretty much the only hope we have, right? Okay, one of them got changed. But that's, we're already doing a lot better. Okay, she can dodge while stunned and block, apparently. Yep, they can teleport to the, Oh, and it can attack from far away. Okay, well, -1 health, -1. Yeah, let's take that. Let's see if we can, if this is still survivable somehow. So, we're going to fall back into the house. I think it's going to be Gladglin who opens the door. And this thing's functionally invulnerable. Yeah. Okay, Gladglin opens the door so the others can get inside. Gladglin himself can just stand here and be absurdly tough. So, can you actually get... Oh, no. They do not actually both get to go inside this turn. This is potentially an issue. I don't remember what the distance is on Fire Lash, or the fire move. This should be good, though, right? Fire Leash. Okay, so we cleaned up one of them. And before it could transform, you know, that's significant. You fall back to here and drop the arches. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then Galadglin, just start more fires, I guess. It doesn't even do anything. Yeah, it's just like not even helpful. Well, he doesn't have another play. I guess I could Guardian. Yeah, you know what? Just play Guardian. Alright, they're interfusing lots of things. Yeah, see, if they remember that they have, like, real attacks and they just choose to do their attacks all the time, there's no way we can beat them. But we can just hope that they won't do that, and that may seem like kind of not a great plan, but they go for it, right? Damn it. Must you survive? Do you know how annoying that is? I do love the fact that the wizards can cast without line of sight once they have something. God, Splinter Blast. What a spell. We're gonna go ahead and leave that door closed. Oh, it stopped one tile short of provoking the attack. Okay, we gotta remember, anything that is interfused with a Strix is a potential teleport point for the spooky ones. So, we have to be smart about this. How do I want to handle this? So I can grab this lantern, but I can't do anything with it. But I can still grab one of the fires. Can I fire leash? Nope, that Thrusk is just out of range. That really sucks. Alright, well, the Bard, I think, is probably the greatest danger of the things I can hit. Do love a bit of the old Lover's Vengeance. Well, I got a fire. Oh, she can't see the fire from anywhere. Yeah, she had to move all the way up here, which obviously we do not want to do. That thing has 4 health, which I can break. Okay. Yeah, just remove that. Let's not deal with that noise. Wait a minute, that didn't even consume her quick action? It just didn't. Huh. Attack scenery seems like it might be totally free. Or you know what? It consumes a full action point, but it doesn't end the turn. So right, it is as though she has moved. Okay, that's interesting. There aren't a lot of things like that, I feel like. That's pretty great that we're actually able to like fire the splinters, the shards through the wall like that. Did it just open the door? It did. Okay, we're gonna have to step back a little bit here. Okay, so first things first. A backslam should allow me to kill. It is reading as 0 damage. It should be 3 damage, right? Yeah, it's reading as 0 damage, but I think it's going to kill him. Okay, good. Now, my man has a mind worm. Are we removing the mind worm? Maybe? It's like, I think we got to fall back like this. So we could smash. We have to smash the grain bucket, right? Somebody has to take a moment to smash this grain bucket. We can attempt to kill the Thrusk with another Splinter Blast. But of course, we will never successfully hit it. So I guess the mind worm is sticking around, is what we've just learned. And then I hate to do this to you, buddy, but I think we are, in fact, going to leave you without a wall for the turn. Okay, well, that's not the tile I clicked on. That's... I could have... I would have sworn that I clicked on that other tile. Yep. I tried. I did my level best to kill that thing. What is it doing? Well... I mean, this is the last one of these, right? I don't think it's quite so important that we break the interfusions anymore, because they don't, we don't have any reason to believe, based on what we've seen so far, that they have the standard interfusion abilities, right? I'm just gonna smash this thing. So you're untouchable. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here is preparatory interfusions, but I am gonna keep destroying the scenery. Oh, actually, that cabinet's really badass. That's a problem. I didn't notice that it had 2 armor and 6 health. What on earth? So she can't do that. I could interfuse with another object, I guess. Here, let's grab the rope as well. Alright, well, they are remembering that they have ranged attacks, which is like the #1 most dangerous thing they could do. So we probably have to make a move on them pretty quickly now. I think screw around time is probably over. Goddamn dodging everything. Alright, so I think the move is Gladglin runs to here. He has quick action for a back slam, which should actually be lethal. And then we got to just start hacking through the armor. Of course, you got to hit him. Oh, boy. Ennius. Oh, Ennius. Okay, interesting. I mean, I think that that's actually an okay outcome. I don't know that we can hope for much better than that. That could be splinter blasted, but I can't see it from inside, really. That is a real shame. So let's see. If I run up on this thing, I can hit it for 6 damage. So as long as I do hit it, it dies. But also, Gladglin gets hit really hard. It says their attack does 4 to 6 damage, but it does 6 damage. Come on. So, he really can't afford 2 more of those. I guess if he does get this kill, he's invulnerable to one of the 2 attacks. Boy, he better hit this. Alright. And then I think what we have to do here is use a little bit of the old wizard's cowardice. Interfuse some stuff from around some corners. Because I don't think I can afford to show Ennius' face to these monsters. They're standing just far enough apart that I can't get them both. All right, I'm gonna hit this one because this will mean... Yeah, backslam plus a normal attack will kill this next turn then. Or maybe nothing will happen at all. On account of I can't ever hit anybody with anything. Boy. If Cherry takes a single one of those ranged attacks, she dies. That's tough to deal with. I'm gonna interfuse with this fire, and we're gonna creep it forward. Okay, so now all they're going to do is that. We've left them with very little other play. So I think at this point we fall back and try to lure them into the danger zone, and I continue to creep a fire toward them. And yeah, like we step back here and we interfuse a cabinet or something. Also, this fire. You fall back to here and just cover your face. Aw, that's a shame. Burned out right as it was about to become really relevant. Ooh. Okay, it hit her for 1 less than full damage. So this guy having full health is a problem. Let's see. Galadglin would do 3 damage with his backslam, which is non-lethal. Yeah, we can't kill this. We can't kill them both. So the only move is Galadglin kills this one, and then the only way we can do this that works is Galadglin has to kill this one and also be the only person who's visible to the other one. So how am I going to make that? What's his 80%? Okay. I'm not sure exactly where we will and will not be visible from this thing. It seems to like to shoot at Galadglin when it has the opportunity to, so I'm going to continue to trust that, I guess. Step you to here, attempt the constrict. All right. That buys Galadglin the guaranteed hit. My friend is now untouchable. Cannot fire leash through a wall. Real shame that. So you kind of can't do anything that matters. Yeah, wow, you really can't do anything that matters. What's the range on that attack? 5 range. Go hide in the corner? Withdraw from something? This is probably not relevant. And then interfuse something else. Oh, there's another Dweaver. Still. Somehow. Well. Shit. Oh, it will let me throw a fire through the wall to to annoy the Dweaver. It dodged that. Yep, sounds legit. Splinter Blast has a range of invisible. Alright. If I let it come to me, I think there's a really good chance that I just, like, I end up totally screwed. I'm going to press her back here. Okay, so hold on. Can we interfuse through the wall or something? She can also interfuse the fireplace? Just going to throw stuff through here. You're going to lie in wait. It did work last time. Last time the bard ran through the doorway and it used both of its movements to do so. Or both of its actions, so it didn't have anything left and it just got chomped. Okay, that totally worked. Cool. Cool and great and excellent. So, first things first, get him. Second things, it's not first, but it's still good. Okay. Criminy. So now all we know is that there's another guy out there, and he's potentially coming for us. We hit him, and he did something. He went somewhere. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that he's on his way. He will be here presently. Can I'm gonna have this fire that seems to have lasted forever just do some scouting for me. Use a couple of fires in this way. The hope is going to be that it will just wander over here, but it's hard to know. Did they both? Yeah, both of their interfused fires went out immediately. Illuminate. I'm going to search through the wall a little bit. So interfusing a fire seems to cause it to go out very quickly. I don't really know. Maybe it's just been bad luck? Having vision out there is nice, though. Okay, he is coming. So, can you jump a fire onto him? You sure can. Well, that's annoying. Gladglin cannot get 90 degrees offset. The thing is, he only has a single movement. He only needs a single movement to get in the room, right? So he will attack, and if he attacks, someone will die. So I think we probably have to get pretty aggressive here. We have a Splinter Blast to cut his shielding and stuff. And then Gladglin has to get a backslam and a strike, and they both have to be really good. Okay. He managed it. Lots and lots of suplexes that mission. Impossible? It turns out kind of slightly technically not. So what you're currently wearing something that has 15% more dodge. Boy, it's tough. It's tough to know what the right move is there. It's probably better to just take the armor. Lowers her speed very, very slightly. Man. I think I'm going to keep the dodge. I think we're just going to make fabric. A potency necklace of attunement. Yeah, let's throw that on you because it's Cherry who's likely to be the one who becomes the close range character, right? If we have the choice. So Earth Scribe up. Bonewall has more HP. Rock Shield is more effective. The bonus for interfusing stone, for each interfused stone, is increased. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. They die ugly. They feel pain. Is that a comfort? I don't know. It shouldn't be. That's bad. We don't... Even to evil, we don't like causing pain, necessarily. It's starting to be that I can't remember a world without this mess. I'll sniff around for what's salvageable. As the fighting ends, the final threads of Thrixel madness fly to the winds. There are survivors, look. Now, people begin to filter from their cold homes in confusion. Poor old Morneria Nectar's lying out here. Her knife's got that inky blood on it. Couldn't fool her, could they? They'll gather the living and bury the the bodies, the majority well into the process of decay. By night, most have had a chance to remember themselves, try to piece together what happened. An impromptu council is held in the home of the schoolmaster. Under their spell, it all made sense. I wish that reasoning was clear to me now. At least the bits and images we remember feel solid. All us old folks they let live. left us in charge, maybe to fool passers through. And the young ones, they took. What did they do with them? I'd bow to any god who knows. Callie, Dolan, Thimley, and Spurland, Arthin, Iluna, and Les? And all the rest, yes, led away like cattle. The Thrixel took them. Why didn't they kill them? What do they want? Why Calmpire? And why was it just the kids? The whole of one puzzle is just the first piece in the next. Well, I don't really see another way forward. Let's do the hero thing, right? They resolve to search for the missing ones, the young. There will be no peace, no joy, no relief. A season of terrible hoping will follow. And also the Mothman. Will follow. Spring has passed. We did it. And we only sustained permanent damage to one of our characters. Okay, we took the damage. We took some damage off of the Dweaver. I guess it's something. As spring gives way to summer, the very night of the battle, Galadglin set flame to the twisted body of his one-time mentor in a fallow field. If only I hadn't recognized you, I'd still be able to dream. He wouldn't stop working to clean the town up. He'd scour hardest for signs of the lost. Sinetta sought the help of her people, the Hill Painters, to look for the missing ones of Calmpire. Sandborn Fangpage was the most skilled tracker she knew. Sandborn could only speak to what he hadn't seen, mark of any passage. Remember, though, Thrixel are unlike other quarry. The province of all sense and sign may be in their governance. We'll stay watchful. It's really not that helpful, friend. The weather that season was bright and perfect, but it only saddened those left to see it. Cherry and Ennius made a rapid study of anything they could find, anything that might relate to the Thrixel or their aims. Hey, little cat. Hey, Ennius. What is it, Cricket? The power we've discovered, it feels so sudden and dangerous. We'll be able to stay on the right path, won't we? I worry about myself, and also you. You talking about our mystical whatever? I hear ya. For me, it's... knowing the value of a thing is the only way to make a good deal, right? That's part of what we're trying to assess right now, in my eyes, is what price we can expect to pay. And our lack of knowledge is going to kill us if we move too quickly. Disagree? Oh no, my mind wandered. I'm just worried. Days are passing, and I'm not finding anything useful. Yeah, me neither. Okay, do I want him to have a gem arm? So it's a shield with stunt chance on it. Yes, I do. That seems great. Does Galadglin want to give up his other hand for Flame Strike? I think no. I sort of do want to just push transformations as hard and see what people turn into in the end, but also we are reliant on the armor stripping of that axe to some degree. I kind of think that we cannot afford to do this. I'm gonna say no. And I guess Sinetta's transformation is probably at its maximum already. So we did not get a lot of stuff there. I'll tell you, I would much rather she be a spear and wand caster, now that we've seen how she's developing a little bit. We could make her a water wand. It costs almost all of our legacy points. I mean, another thing that might be nice is to advance his axe. Never mind, which we actually cannot do. Yeah, I think that's what I want. I'm going to spend resources to get her a water wand. Every once in a while, this is going to totally save us, right? An extra action is a big deal. The weather-weaving jade cane. I mean, that doesn't really speak to the wateriness of it, right? Okay, maybe it doesn't have to speak to the wateriness of it if it speaks to Cherry's own opinion of her abilities. I like it. It expresses character now. Exhausting other avenues, hope of finding the young folk has fallen to scattered query and ill-inspired quest. That's like trying to hunt your favorite cloud from a day last spring. Galadglin leads Sonetta to Eldstone, where at least Thrixl had once definitely been. Well, that's a grim way to put it, but right. It's a hill painter saying, or it's one I first heard from them. They give much of a day to climbing and slipping among Kyoran rubble. The lines and leanings of these ruins make it easy to lose focus and wander. From time to time, they're forced to call out in order to find each other. You see that silvery stuff on the ground? Molting, maybe? Yeah, that's all I've really found. So I'd say the Thrixl haven't been here in some time. Maybe my life's consigned to futile searches. Or maybe you have only to open your beak, little bird, and whistle for a favor. Scouring for lost chicks, I take it. I don't believe it. It's the Mothman. He does not seem happy to see him. Take a good long look. I am well worth seeing. Neither one of them's really into it. You know, how does a singular Mothman exist? I am troubled to have to leave you curious. But as the badger often says before breakfast, shall we get to eggs, or did we wake only to bark and mud muddle? You have something to share? Is that what you're trying to get across? Have I not made that clear? Ah, but you do so provoke me to prattle. I am in a bit of a rush myself. Dauntless and wanderlorn by my very nature, the idea was a weather-sown seed. I felt called to take myself south and breezingly west, and that is how I happened upon these chicks of yours. I saw them there, huddled and afraid, and dwindling in number. It is not a good place where they are. You saw them? And you didn't help them? You seem to assume I can walk into any den of Thrixl and simply rifle through the cupboards. I am flattered, but must humbly admit my talents have eventual limits. Remember your own limits too, precocious birds. Your enemy is well beyond you. A fire might grow forever, swallow everything, if no one's willing to carry water into the flames. Fire metaphors. I've tarried much too long. I'm not putting up with fire metaphors today. By Dream of Pemissa, southwest in the wood marsh, an ancient glimmer scene lies in a hidden hollow. A glimmer what? Glimmer scene. I shall explain more in a moment. But first, here, you must look for trees with my mark on them. I leave it now upon this stone. The Mothman's glyph gleams to a certain tilt of the light. And then he went his own way. If there weren't lives in the balance, I'd say we should be tracking that Mothman instead. I know the old font and the wood marsh. It's a long journey, but it's makeable. Yes, but glimmer what? The passage of time will cost lives, but clearing Thrixl sites will disrupt the enemy's webs and help more folks survive. They leave as soon as they can. Every idle moment is haunted by loss. So I assume the bolding here is meant to help to convey that this is game mechanics that it's telling us about. The longer we take, the fewer of the kids there will be to save, but also we gotta be wary of the people in the countryside and try to keep them alive too. And of course, the shadows deepen, because things weren't bad enough. The Thrixl are stalled for 11 days. We have to assault the Dream of Pemissa. Build a station here. Where am I? Okay, that's where we're supposed to be assaulting. Well, we should definitely do recruitment, right? Like, we desperately need recruitment. I mean, listen, I'll say this for their difficulty settings. They're not kidding around. It does definitely get harder. I think this is where we're going to call it for today. I know we only really did one thing, but this feels like a very natural place to pick up. So when you come back next time, tomorrow, maybe we will assault the Dream of Pemissa. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're definitely going to recruit a bunch of extra people. And from there, Who knows? Maybe it would be best to just cede the country to the Thrixel and find someplace else to live. And we'll see you then.